All right, welcome back, everybody, for another episode of Hidden Gems. This is the video series where I talk about those undervalued, underappreciated books that are probably just still tucked away in those boxes at your shops and your LCSs. Just things that these aren't the hot books that everybody's searching for. These are just some little fun little nuggets, some things that you can go and hopefully find out there if you go digging a little bit. Hopefully, you're still enjoying this series as well as everything else here on the channel. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, subscribe, hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Check out our memberships as I'm dropping multiple members-only content now each week. Make sure you check out the shorts, which I still have dropping daily. And I'm just having a heck of a lot of fun going through this stuff. And hopefully you guys are having fun going through it as well. Now, I'm not doing an artist retrospective, or that should be a cover yet. I'm still debating whether I want to do it as part of this show going forward or on as its own thing to kind of, streamline things a bit more. But don't worry, I still got plenty of content for you for this show coming up. So if you want to see what I got for you this week, including a new segment, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro, and I will be right back. All right. As I mentioned there in the open, I do have a new segment for you, and we're going to start off the new segment right now. Just another little thing, little subcategory that we can get into when we're doing all these little books. And what I want to bring out this week is foreign curiosities. Obviously, there are tons and tons of foreign books out there. I'm not a huge foreign comic book collector. I do like some of them. I do have some of them. But here's just some interesting stuff that, again, I think may pique your interest, which is why I decided to call it foreign curiosities, because it's just something you might want to dip a toe in, just some information, some things you want to check out. So we're going to keep it simple and start off easy for our first little segment for this, and we are going to start in with the UK versions of the Transformers. Yes, much like the G.I. Joe action forces, Transformers also had those oversized, very, very thin, and they're very small, like individual issues were split up over multiple parts to do the UK, kind of like a weekly, kind of like comic. Transformers here, also published by Marvel. These, again, oversized, big things. You not going to be terribly easy to find, but again, this is going to be stuff you never know what you can find when you go out there digging. So I found Action Forces, I found Transformers. You never know what you find when you go out there digging in boxes. Things get disseminated all over the place. So it's just one of those things I want to share some information with you so you know what you're looking at in case you come across this when you go digging through boxes. And maybe these are in magazine boxes. Maybe these are in stacks, just loosey-goosey somewhere on a table at a used bookstore or something. Who knows where you might find this stuff. But we're starting off with issue 1, which obviously it's the first issue, so it's going to go for a little bit extra. And yes, you should look for the first issue. I just want to let you know this is what it looks like. So you got the first Transformers one. You got Soundwave there fighting Optimus. There's a poster inside. Pretty cool. This thing, it does all right if you could find it. This UK book. You could see $200 best offer on Raw, no, under $200, I should say, out of the UK. There's a signature series, 7.5, signed by Optimus himself, Peter Cullen, sold for $1,500. And then you got another Raw that sold on a best offer of about $240. So this is like a $200 book. So again, you finding this one, it's probably not going to be the easiest thing in the world, but I figured I'd mention it anyway. And you can see here, that looks like that same 7.5 is either getting resold or maybe it fell through. I don't know, but it's back up and it's looking for $1,500. Now, obviously, that's a number one. But there's more than you can keep an eye out for than number one issues, right? So let's just jump around for a few little things to take a look for. Here's issue 6, also early in the run. This features an appearance by Spider-Man. So you get Spider-Man here and Transformers. That's going to draw a lot of attention. You can see there, 25 pence. UK book. So keep an eye out for it. One sold, $24 plus shipping. Granted, out of the UK, not surprisingly, a lot of these are going to be out of the UK since this is a UK comic. But $24, not too bad for something you might find in a cheap box somewhere just kind of stuck in there. Because like I said, these are very, very thin and very, very fragile, actually. And there are no copies of this one out there right now available. I just found that one sale and none out there available. But who knows what you might find if you go out there digging. Another issue you might want to check for. I mean, I'm a big fan of Devastator. I did do that, the rundown, showing you all the action figures that all the Constructicons that you build up to build your Devastator. Here you go, front and center, the Dawn of Devastator on issue number 36 of this run. This thing, yeah, that's all right. If you go and find it out there, it could sell for as cheap as $3, yeah, up to $15. Granted, $30 shipping out of the UK, so that's really a $33 purchase if you're looking for it. Meanwhile, $15 on the other one, but the shipping is only $1.20. Who knows? Keep an eye out for it, though. And asking prices for this are kind of in that $15 kind of range for this one. I dig it. I dig it. I like the US version as well, but this is pretty cool. Getting oversized and pretty bright blue. It kind of pops. You want to get holiday themed, we can look a couple issues later at Santa Prime. So we got Optimus Prime as Santa. Merry Christmas, everyone. This is a fun little cover also to look for because I don't think there's a US anagram of this one. I don't think this is a cover on a US book. But number 41, 1985, December 28th, 1985. So a long time ago. You might be able to go dig this one out. And this book, I've seen a couple sales go for about, $8 to $15. Again, not a ton of money, but still a fun little thing to go out there and look for. Asking price, there's one out there right now. It's at auction starting at $33 though. So that's the only one I can find out there right now. But who knows? Who knows what you might find in your shop? Collections come into stores. They got all kinds of weird stuff. Who knows what you might find if you go looking? And just because it's foreign doesn't mean you should just bypass it and say, that's not for me. Just dip a toe in, take a look. I'm not saying you have to buy this stuff. Just take a look. See what you might find. See if it interests you. And I don't want to spend too much here on this segment, so we're going to jump to the end of it. And as you might guess, final issues, right? It's a theme I've talked about on this show and many of the other shows often. Like, final issues generally go for a premium, especially when things wind down because people start looking for it. Those become the tougher ones to find. And it's just something you should keep an eye out for. So, second to last issue here. Not the final issue, the second to last issue. January 92. Optimus Prime is back. Transformers Last Stand. Pretty cool cover. I dig it. Cool Optimus there. This thing does pretty good if you can find it. $50, $48. Auctions. That's 9 bits, 6 bits, 7 bits, $56. Does pretty well for this tiny, not tiny, very, very thin, oversized, next to last book. And no copies available. So we've got those 3 sales, 2 in February, 1 all the way back in November. And that's all I could find. And none available for sale. So again, not going to be the easiest thing to find, but still a fun thing to keep an eye out for, including our final issue and our last issue, which does share the cover image of the US version, which is also one to keep an eye out for because we've talked about that before too. But number 332 here, final issue of Transformers on the UK side as well. This one actually, I think, is more than the US version. As the US version, it's probably like a $100 book. This is also, well, maybe I should say the same. I shouldn't say more. They're about the same. Look, $106, $104, 13 bids on both of those. Both February sales on the 1st and the 13th. Pretty cool if you can find it. So keep an eye out because online, there are none still. You notice that spot is empty on the side yet again. So not a lot of copies out there for you to go shopping with. Granted, there are lots that show up a lot of times. Like, people sell these in stacks because, once again, they're very, very small, very, very thin. And they usually get found, even at flea markets, yard sales, in stacks, just thrown with magazines and old TV guides and crap like that. So these usually come together in lots. So even shopping on eBay, you can find these in lots. There are a few that are worth your time. I mean, you look for the anagram first appearances, like Dinobots probably would be a good thing, and just covers that jump out at you, covers of some the covers from the US side. Look for the UK versions and maybe you get lucky. Just saying. Just another thing to think about when you're out there digging. Just another avenue for you to go and expand your collecting. Yeah. That said, we're going to move on to our next little segment, and we're going to go hit up variants. I know you guys like variants. I like variants. I buy variants all the time. And we're going to look at a few. Again, these are going to be, I think I got a bunch of 1 in 10s for you. But before we get to the 1 in 10s, I got a B cover for you. And this was a recommendation by my buddy E-Man Tony. Said this to him was like that Deadly Class. That Deadly Class, was it, issue 42? Awesome cover. This is a really nice cover by Jay Lee. Not an easy book to find. Philadelphia. What is this? Issue 6? Yeah. issue 6, this is just a B cover. This is not an incentive. This is not a ratio. This is just the B cover for this image title. It's only a couple years old. It's not been out a long time, but a pretty cool cover here by Jay Lee. And this thing already does well. You might not have known, but it does well. So if you can find this, you might have done well for yourself. So recent sales, best offer on $30, $50, and then there was a whole lot, that whole bunch of them, the whole run for $150. But still, you can see those other examples, $30 to $50 for just a B cover, mind you, just a B cover, not an incentive. So chances are this could be at a shop somewhere near you. Maybe not near me, because a lot of people go digging and hunting and pull a lot of stuff, but maybe near you. But that said, what's available? Also, to give you a sense, asking prices, $60, $40, $60. So $40 to $60 raw for this B cover. Worth looking for is all I'm saying. Just keep an eye out for it. And thanks for the suggestion, Tony, because this is a cool one. This is a cool one. So if you can find it, you did good. That said, let's get into the retailer incentives. I thought I was doing these in Ghosts, but I was incorrect. When I did my members only video for you members who checked out my pickups video earlier today, I thought this was going to be for chasing Ghosts, but I forgot I did this. No, instead for hidden gems, because these are retailer incentives. And I'm actually only going to put RI up here because I'm not 100% positive they're 1 in 10s. I'm pretty sure these are 1 in 10s, but I'm just going to put RI in its place just in case, because these are retailer incentives, but I'm not 100% on the ratio. So I don't want to give false information. I just want to give what I do know. And the series I want to talk about here is Iron and the Maiden by Aspen, Michael Turner's imprint, did Fathom and what have you. And these first couple are Michael Turner variants for this. These are the incentives for Iron and the Maiden. I don't know if you guys remember this series. I do. It's kind of cool. Fun little thing that they did. But Aspen, Iron and the Maiden, pretty cool title as well. You get a little play on Iron Maiden, but you make it 2 characters. Yeah, you get it. One sold February for number 1. This is issue 1. I think it's a 1 in 10, as I said, but I'm not 100%. And even when you see the listings, it can be inconsistent. So just the information is not 100%. So I don't feel comfortable saying it's 100% 1 in 10, but I believe these are 1 in 10s. Best offer on $20 for this number, this first one. All right, not too bad of a sale, right? And then we look at what's out there though. So somebody bought one on a best offer for $20 on February 1st, but the 3 copies I could find out there on the market right now want $125, $130, and $140. There's a big difference between those, the asks and what actually sold. But this is all I can find. So if you're in the market to go buying one, these are your 3 options. So it ain't going to be cheap. That said, who knows what you can find at a shop near you if you go digging. Again, oddball title. It's a ratio incentive, but I don't believe it was a high ratio. It's not like a 1 in 25, 1 in 50. This is something that a shop could actually have. Go dig in the box. Maybe you get lucky. Maybe you find it. That's issue 1, Michael Turner cover. Issue 2 is also a Turner cover, and it's a sketch cover. Some people call this an exclusive. That's the other thing. You got to watch. Some of these are called exclusives. While there are some exclusive covers, these are not the exclusive covers. These are the retailer incentives, or the C cover in this case. If you kind of zoom in down below on this issue 2, again, it's a Michael Turner sketch kind of like cover. It says exclusive look, blah, blah, blah. Cover sold for issue 2. Once again, not a ton. $10 this sold for. So February 13th. So just a week ago, this sold for $10 and then plus shipping, obviously. But I only found one out there, and the one I found out there wants $50. Granted, it's signed, but it still was looking for 50, and that's the only one I could find for issue 2. So still unknown what the value of this might actually be, but it's just kind of a fun thing for you to go look for. I'm not telling you go buy it. I'm telling you just go check it out, see what you can find, and maybe it'll be worth your time. So you judge for yourself based off the pricing that I'm giving you. You judge for yourself what you want to do if you find it at a shop. Michael Turner, number 2. He also did number 3 for this series. Another pretty cool cover, like the reds and the blues, kind of pops here. So this is the C cover, the incentive cover. No copy sold on this one that I could find recently. And I also couldn't find, well, I did find these 2, but just like the first one, $100, $160. So no sold, but the asking price is $160. Why it's there for 1 and 3, but not 2? Maybe it's the color. I don't know. Maybe it's the covers pop a little bit more. Could be, but that's what I'm talking about. So those are the asking prices. I'm not saying this is worth $100. Not saying this is worth $160. I'm telling you that's what the market is asking for. What you want to pay for it is up to you, and what your shop might have it for could be much more attractive, because I seriously doubt a store would have this. They're not going to have it on their wall, most likely. It's going to be tucked away in a box, and it's probably going to be marked like $5 or $10 at most. I'm just saying, if it's even there, who knows? Go digging. Go digging, see what you can find. But that's where we're at with this one. And I got one more for you. It's issue 4 of the run, but it is not a Michael Turner cover. And if you did watch my members only video, you saw I did buy one. And I did grab one of this book because, well, I like Joe Madureira, if I'm saying it right. Joe Mad. It's one of my favorites. Dig his art, dig his style. This is one of those oddball books. So I was like, you know what? I want it. So here we go. Another. I think it's a 1 in 10, but I'm not 100%. But it is the retailer incentive. Copy sold. Best offer on $40. That was me. I didn't offer 40 though. I offered $20 and it was accepted. So I figured I'd take a shot. I was like, let me start at half, see if we can work our way to 30, and I'll debate whether I want to pay $30 for this, because yeah, it is an oddball thing, but it's something I don't see and I haven't seen and I wanted. So I was like, you know what? Let me take a shot. $20. It was accepted. So I bought this for $20. The other copies out there, apart from that one, were a little bit more. Well, there's another one that's asking 39, and there's one that's asking 70. But like I said, I took a shot on one. I liked it. I won. Showed it in my pickups video for members only. So members already got to see it earlier today. But I did go and grab this one. I like it. But again, I bought it for me. I'm not saying that you do what you want to do with your money. I told you what I did with my money. But that's what I got for our variants for this week. So we're now going to shift and pivot over to our next segment, which is movies, movie adaptations. Now, these are going to start. Well, some of these are adaptations, and then they grow a little bit beyond that for this week. And we're going to start with the adaptations for the movie, and popular one at the time, I guess, reinvigorated the vampires and werewolves and all that stuff. At least to me, like before they started hitting with your Twilights and all that stuff. Before then, I think interest got renewed, not just by Buffy, but by Underworld. Kate Beckinsale, pretty cool movie. I kind of like the series of movies. I mean, they're not the greatest thing in the world, but they are entertaining. I'll just say that. They are entertaining, the Underworld franchise. So here we go. IDW, $7, one shot, prestige format. These are like a thicker cardstock. There are also like mini versions. I think of this book and our next one. They're like ash can sized. I don't know if they came with the DVDs or what, but we're not talking about those. Those are also pretty collectible. We're just talking about the one shot prestige format book here for number 1. And here we go. Number 1. Granted, it can sell as cheap as $10, $40 raw, best offer. And look, there was a 9.2 that sold for $80. All right, prices kind of all over the place. And again, when you go looking for these, it could be tough. You got to get past all the DVDs, all the Blu-rays pop up as well. And then, like I said, you got the Ashcan mini comics mixed in. But then we can look at the asking prices here. $50 and then $125 for this book and our next book, which is the Evolution adaptation. So just to kind of give you a sense of how you can kind of quickly identify, at least how I figured to identify between the two, the IDW and the price is up top on the top normal spot as far as comics go, where the normal little box would be, top left. On the regular full-size book, I believe on the mini Ashcan version, it's down below in the bottom right-hand corner. I don't have one. I didn't grab an image to show you because I figured I'd just tell you. But apart from the fact that it's mini, but it's hard to give scale. You can't tell sometimes scale in pictures if there's nothing else there to give you a frame of reference. But if that little spot, quickly when you look at the picture, if it's in the top left, this would be the full-size version. If it's in the bottom right, it is probably the mini Ashcan. So just keep that in mind as well. So like I said, this is for the first issue. And then we also had Evolution. Got it, the same treatment. One shot. This is, I think, $7.50. They're asking for this. Again, top left, bottom right, where here it says, see the major motion picture, blah, blah, blah. There would be the little IDW trade dress or a little spot down below for the mini, because there are mini versions. There are, I think, again, I don't know if they came with the Blu-ray, the DVDs or not, but there are mini versions, mini ash cans out there as well. This one for Evolution, you can see, copy sold with the other Underworld book for 40 bucks, and then on its own, best offer on 22 bucks. So, like 20 bucks, we'll say, if you can find it. So who knows? I mean, you might dig this out of a dollar box for all I know. Just go digging, see what you can find. Because asking prices, again, $50, $75 raw, 125 bucks again for that same duo pair of the two issues together. So that's where we're starting off with our adaptations portion of it. And then it kind of grew a little bit beyond it. Now, there was the movie Rise of the Lycans, but I don't know if this is the exact full adaptation. I mean, it probably is. No, this is Red Tooth and Claw came first. So I think this might have been a prequel story. I don't know how they went into the whole thing, but there was this series of books here. Miniseries for Red Tooth and Claw, 3 issues, 1, 2, and 3. Kind of dig 2 there. You look at the werewolf there; it's pretty cool. But you get a sense of the pricing here with sales as cheap as $3, 20 bucks for the set, 40 bucks for the set, $25 for a pair. They're kind of all over. They can sell for cheap sometimes on their own, but by and large, sets of this is going to be like $20 to $30. So $10 a book is probably a safe estimate to say what these sell for. Asking prices, however, could be $10 each, up to $20 each, and then you can see lots could be $40 for the whole run. Still in that same range. Who knows? Maybe you find them in dollar bins and you grab all 3 for $3, and then you can sell it for 30 to 40. If you want to do that and you want to be a flipper like that, you can. Nothing wrong with that. Take a shot. If you just want them for yourself, this is a cool little thing you can read. You want to check out a little bit more of the story, go and find these. But again, how much you were willing to pay is up to you. I'm just giving you a sense of the market so you can be informed when you make that judgment call for yourself. I'm not telling you to buy these things off online or anything like that. I'm telling you, go look at your store, see how they have it priced, and if it's comfortable to you, pick it up. If not, leave it behind. No big deal, right? That said, next run, 2 issues. 2 issues. This was the Rise of the Lycans. This was I don't remember what movie it was. It was the 3rd movie, the 4th movie. I can't remember. And then there was the one with the hybrid and this one. I don't know. Anyway, it's an interesting film series. I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched them. I might have to rewatch them soon just to kind of get my bearings once again. But by and large, it doesn't matter. What we're talking about here are the comics. IDW, issue 1, issue 2, 2-issue set for Rise of the Lycans. You can find these things out there. One sold with a couple of the other issues from Red and Tooth. Look, $40 for, I think, the 1 through 3 and the 1 and 2 here. So there's only $8 each. Like when you factor in all, you're getting 5 issues. And asking prices on this one looks like $10 individually, $20 for the pair, $11, $12 for an individual. So again, like $10 a piece thereabouts. So the sets for this 2-issue run, maybe $20. Yeah, might do all right if you can find it. Now, our last bit for this movie segment, we're going to pivot to the newest version, and this goes away from IDW, and this goes to the adaptation, the Blood Wars we have from Darkstorm Comics. Photo cover. Well, I don't even know if this is photo. This might be art, but it looks like a photo. If it's gorgeous cover, I dig it. The official movie graphic novel. So this movie adaptation, sticking with our adaptations. Darkstorm Comics, number 1, $7 cover price. You can see that, $6.99. But it does all right if you can find this. If you can find this one out there, $48 raw. And then there were some signature series. Granted, there were a bunch of sold signature series, 9.9s, 9.8s, 9.9s, and 10.0s of this book, because it looks like it's again, square bound, kind of prestige format. That's why you're also paying that extra premium for the $6.99 cover. But $7.65, best offer on $900 for those graded signature series. But that takes things a whole different place. Signature series, you're paying a lot for the signature, and the different collector, different thing. So I know that's kind of throwing off the pricing, but I can only outside of that find that one for $48 sold raw. So I had to put them in there. And also to give you a sense of what you can find. If you do go buy this book, maybe Kate Beckinsale comes to a con near you, and you can get her, to sign a book and get it witnessed and make yourself a few bucks more, like these guys did. But asking prices here for this, $40 raw, a 9.8 looking for $360, $100 raw, $70 raw. So anywhere from $40 to $100 raw, and then a solid $360 for a 9.8 ain't too bad if you can find one of these. And this isn't it. While this is a one-shot, and this is the adaptation for Blood Wars, there is a variant. So, there's a variant, right? Keep an eye out for the variant as well. That's this cover here. I wanted to cover it separately. Again, looks like a photo cover, but I'm not 100% sure if it is or not. I probably should have done some research a little bit more, but I thought it was a photo, and then when I was looking at it on this screen, I was like, it could be touched up. It could actually be art, but I'm pretty sure it's a photo. That said, the variant, I found a copy sold, $48, much like the other copy. But I only found one available, and it was also asking for $100 raw, and I only found the one. So this is a little bit tougher than that other book. So keep that in mind as well. Now, with that said, that's what it looks like. All I got for you this week. I know, kind of kept it short. I pulled the artist bit out, but I still wanted to try to give you a few little segments here and there to kind of, still fill out and give you things to go and dig for and things for you to go and look for when you're out there. So once again, thanks for stopping by and checking this out. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. If you watch my members only pickup video, you saw I bought a lot of extra stuff. So we'll probably be doing some giveaways soon, especially as we keep hearing, nearing our next milestones. I mean, we're already almost up to 2,400 subs. We'll probably do something once I get to 2,500 and do like some other kind of giveaway or something like that, some celebration of some kind. But that all said, thank you. I appreciate you all. Hopefully you're looking forward to the next thing, because I got a lot on my plate and I got a lot more coming your way. So hopefully you're still having fun and enjoy going on this ride with me. All right. Talk to you guys later.